Yes, we are live. It's Pontificators. Hey, everyone out there. It's Wednesday night. It's roughly 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's like, what is it, 8:07? Close enough. And RT Bear here, your host, coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. And we got a great show for you. If you don't know what Pontificators is, we have a great group of guys, a lot of them comic professionals, and we find a topic and we pretty much just talk it to death for around 2 hours. And we get into the nitty gritty of these things. We try to cover as many different facets of these topics as we can. We got like 6 guys usually as regulars on the show. So between 6 points of view, we usually get a pretty well-rounded take on things. So that's the point of the show. It's been going for almost 4 years or over 4 years. Todd Mulrooney, he knows the dates. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. But we should. I don't see him yet, but we should have Mike Barron in. He's got a new book called Bronze Star, and we are going to promote that. We're going to put some light on that. The campaign looks fantastic. Pat Broderick is the penciler. Oh my gosh, major comic, legend there with Pat Broderick. I remember his, what was it, Captain Atom or something like that. For DC, his run on that was really cool. And so we're going to get Mike. Hopefully Mike will come in. I sent him a link, and we're going to talk about this Fund My Comic site that Bronze Star has released its book on, and they're getting quite a bit of buzz right now. They're getting some heat, and we're going to talk about that and see if we can get some attention for this new site. So without further ado, I'm going to start introducing my brothers at arms, my Pontificator friends here. So my partner in crime, my co-creator, if you will, Todd Mulrooney. What's up?
How you doing? What's going on?
How long has it been, man? I always ask you this. 3.5, 4 years?
A little over 3.
Okay. Because I want to say it's the oldest running CG show.
It is. It's the oldest.
You look like you just drank had a couple espressos or maybe snorted a line.
Just a little.
Yeah, you got the crazy eyes, man. You got the crazy eyes.
No. We've been going a long time, and it's been pretty consistent. We've taken some time off here and there because you had to move and other things, and or thrown out of California, one or the other. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I was thrown out. Yeah, they couldn't stand me anymore.
But we've had very awesome participants, and we've had great guests. I hope Gary Martin comes back again. That was really cool.
You brought him into the green room, right?
I did.
So he should have the link then. So Gary Martin's always welcome. I'm always trying to get Adam Post in too. Adam Post, his YouTube channel is really heating up, and man, that dude is super insightful with the business practices of comics and entertainment. Well, let's keep going. We're backing up, man. This is like rush hour traffic here. The next guy we got major talent. Comic icon Chris Wozniak. What's up, Chris?
Icon.
It's everybody's art's an icon. It's just because I'm old. That's right. That's why they do that.
If you hang
or legend.
Just hang around long enough.
Yeah. You hang out long enough, you'll be an icon or a legend at some point.
And then when you die broke, your shit is worth money.
Okay. When you die broke, always with the bright shiny side of things. All right, man. Well, let's get this guy. I don't think we could really do this show without Comic Book Bob. This guy's the go-to. He's always got all the information. If he doesn't have it, he can find it at a breakneck speed. How you doing, Comic Book Bob?
I'm great, man. And then I would prefer that you would use my pronouns.
Icon, handsome. Okay.
Make sure you do, or else.
Oh shit! You're gonna take it to Twitter, get me freaking canceled. If anybody could do it, Bob, it would be you. If you tried to use your powers for evil, you'd be the most successful.
You do okay.
You do really well. Well, I'm glad you could make it. Let's get the next guy, the master of boobage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sexy ladies, Mr. Sexy Clint Olinsky.
Woo!
Back from
Clint.
Vegas, is that right?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Run, run.
Bob, I'm surprised you bother with handsome, because who gives a shit if you look good? You should have went with well hung.
Yeah, because
Well, it's implied.
that's what's important to Clint.
It's implied.
That's what's important to Clint, that you're well hung.
The girls don't care if you're handsome. They only care if you got money or you're well hung. So it's
Yeah,
like,
well, fortunately, I have
Just
both.
care about money.
So, Clint, are you fresh back from your trip to Vegas? Is that right?
I wouldn't say I'm fresh, but I am back.
So, when did you get back?
Oh, just what did it say? Wednesday? The weekend. I got back on the weekend. So
Okay.
yeah, Vegas, my favorite place.
It seems like you're there every 3 weeks.
Well, if I could be, I would be. But yeah, I like to drop in there and make sure the city of debauchery holds up to
your standards.
exactly. So
I am the litmus test.
Just looking for reference.
well, I'm going to introduce. The next guy. He is the master of disaster. He likes to FS up, and he started off as an inker. Excellent. He mastered the skill, and now he is dabbling into storytelling and his own creator IP. So, Mr. Rob Hunter, what's up?
Speaking of evil plans, I've got a couple, but I can't tell you either one online.
Okay, so after the show, you're gonna let
After the show, yeah, major felonies, but money making schemes.
Oh,
major.
See, there you go, money making. Now you got me. I'm hooked.
Oh yeah, I don't do anything unless it's for money.
He got someone to buy. It was one nib. That's all.
Wait, what?
I don't.
What nib?
What are you by the way,
Yeah.
the one nib on the show. I actually did get a backer, and I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, that nib did go out. We shipped it out. This used busted up nib. It did go out. And what did it say? Like it was going to save the world or something. It was a nib that was going to. I don't know.
Yeah,
oh no, it was forged.
like
it was forged from a meteor.
Meteorite.
yeah.
Yeah, that
We're
destroyed.
like Family Feud or Price is Right. You like show up to watch the show. You never know what you're gonna win.
Yeah,
Prizes.
Yeah.
Cash prizes. A new furniture set.
A nib.
Shitty living room set.
Or that nifty microwave behind Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a microwave. That's a miniature cyclotron.
That's
whatever
the sex window that he looks through so he can monitor the dancers on the dance floor.
A vintage 1972 sound system like that's behind Chris.
Yeah, like
Cyclotron.
Comes with a complimentary gold medallion you can wear with your shirt unbuttoned.
Actually,
Yeah,
A full set of 8 tracks.
Yeah, Chris has got the fancy lights on it to make it look high tech.
I got a fucking blacklight post and a disco ball over there, and lava lamp.
Is John Travolta sitting in the corner of your basement?
Got a full bottle of Cavassier. We
Dude,
go with
I
it.
got the vintage power
Well,
post.
Chris isn't messing around. But anyway,
All
see
the
this
rollback
eracer
shit.
right here?
Those are awesome.
Ooh.
If I
Oh,
can get a
sadly.
backer, this eraser can.
I should have waited.
The eraser
I
of
need an
comic book
eraser.
legend Art T-Bear.
I have to get this next guy in. I feel so bad. Without further ado, he is my brother from down under. He likes the shrimp on the Barbie. He has a knife, and he always goes, "Now that's a knife." He's got all those things. His favorite place is to eat is Outback Steakhouse. which I heard is hurting right now financially. But let's not stop that from from us going there and supporting them. Pedro Ang, man, major animator, major talent. Pretty much his first comic came from Comics Gate, and he worked and put his talents towards black and white, high octane. And he's got a couple projects of his own. He's got Tropical Magics and some other stuff. And let's get him in here, Mr. Pedro Ang.
Pedro.
That was not fair, guys.
What?
You were making fun.
Hey,
of
the Olive Garden
Colossus
went out of
sound
business. It's
system.
not our fault.
And I had banger after banger, and I'm out of the room. And dude, like, Rob is ready for a house party. You know what I mean? Like those 70s house parties, and just playing like Cool and the Gang. And
What? Who? How dare you, sir?
Cool and the Gang is cool, man. Come on.
No, fuck them.
No,
Oh, you don't like Cool and the Gang? Oh, you're more of a Boney M kind of guy? What?
Five-finger death punch, my friend.
Oh,
The
Oh,
good
you're a
stuff.
metalhead.
The good
Oh.
stuff.
Nah, he's more of an Earth, Wind, and Fire or Commodore.
I'll
Yeah.
take it all, man.
I see
I don't
Rob
even know who
going
they are.
crazy. I see Rob going crazy with ABBA.
Who?
For some reason.
Nothing wrong with little ABBA.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is that some
ABBA.
shitty group from the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
ABBA, they're from Sweden.
Oh,
They're beautiful women and two weird-looking guys from Sweden that made
Oh,
beautiful
totally
music.
weird.
Rob.
Yeah, dude.
Hear the drums from Panda.
They made
They
Xanadu,
sucked.
Rob. You
They
gotta love that.
Did they sing Xanadu? No, that's
Yeah, they did.
no.
That was ABBA. That was ABBA.
Yeah, that's-
Are you
that's
sure
one of the
that's
reasons why
not
I don't give a
Jules?
shit.
What's her name? Newton John? What was
Yeah,
her
I
name?
thought
Olivia Newton-John?
Olivia Newton John. Yeah.
Okay, I sucked then. I was born in the
No,
70s.
but it was the same era.
Yeah, it was the same era, and they all sound the same to me.
It's all the same gay ass
Yeah.
music, right?
Yeah,
Rob?
pretty much.
Disco.
There's a documentary
shit.
out
I
there.
want to make a bad joke on Pedro right now, but it's
Do
just,
it. Do it.
It's just a bunch of white women that were singing. He doesn't know where they're from.
Yeah, where the white women at, right?
Well, just skinny
Yeah,
white
yeah.
women with no ass.
In their country, ABBA started a sound that a studio picked up,
Yeah.
and these producers were knocking these hits out left and right.
Yeah,
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 they ran with it.
but they
was
were
that was that sound called?
Yeah. Yeah, it was-
It actually has a name. I forget.
yeah, it's called gag reflex.
Oh, Wing Chun tonight.
Oh God.
So what's up, guys? What's good today?
What's that?
Okay. All right. So yeah.
So we're not going deep into the 70s disco era?
No,
No.
let's cut that at the nip because we're gonna
I
be here
think
all
Roger
night.
did. Who wants?
I want to play something now.
I just wanted to make sure that we got Mike coming in, so
Yeah.
I'm just checking in with him. So what we can do is we can. I'm not sure if it's still live, and I apologize, Clint. But let's talk about your
Superior.
new book here. Do you have a link?
Oh yeah, no, it absolutely is.
Go on.
No need for apology. Superiors, yeah. Let me share it to you, Art.
Yeah.
Good.
Bob put it in the link here, so
Yep.
you guys can click on it.
Yep, Superiors is live. This is the last week. We are closing out Sunday night. And yeah, this is the big last push. I would absolutely love to hit 300 backers. I'd absolutely love to hit 20,000. This is like for all the CGers that are complaining about the crap that Marvel and DC are putting out. This is the superhero comics that you loved growing up. This is my Justice League. This is my Avengers. This is my love letter to 70s, 80s, 90s when comics were like
Good.
what comics were always meant to be. If you love comics from that era, you're going to love this comic. It's straightforward superhero action. The main story, the multiverse exists. This is kind of my corner of the multiverse. This is my kind of version of the big super team, the big Justice League, the Avengers, that kind of team. Superiors will probably go in demand for a very short time, but this book is the 48-page story is finished. The Superior's Early Visions supplementary book. All the art is finished. It's being colored right now. And I'm very close to finishing the Superior's Who's Who supplementary book. This stuff, I'm not gonna be shipping this in December. I'm gonna be shipping it sooner than that. I'd really like to be shipping it probably the end of summer if everything goes right, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I'm not gonna leave this in demand for very long. So if you want to get this book, jump on it now. We close out on Sunday. I would love to have a big last closeout weekend and push this to over 20,000. But yeah, if you love superhero comics, if you're kind of sick of the woke crap Marvel and DC are pushing out, like this is going to be right in your wheelhouse.
Chris, I have a question, man.
How
far into the book are you in, or is it already finished?
The 48-page story, the main Superiors book is done. That's done.
Awesome.
That's
impressive. I got 2 supplemental books. The Early Visions book, all the art on that is finished. It's being colored right now. And then the second supplemental book, The Who's Who, which kind of gives you background and all the characters, that's over half finished. So I'm hoping to have that finished by the end of June. But yeah, like this book is not going to it's not going to take me long to finish this, send it out. Like I said, a lot of people were posting on Twitter today. They're getting their Slave Girl books from me. I've got approximately about 20 Slave Girl books left to ship out, and that book is completely shipped out. And that's the plan on Superiors 2. I'm going to have that book shipped out early, and hopefully over the summer everybody's going to have Superiors, because I've already got my next project lined up and kind of ready to rock and roll, and I don't really want to waste any time.
What's that, Chris?
I said he really knocked this out. I mean, like you, I'm shocked that whole first 48-page story is already in the can.
Yeah. I've been working on
that one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've been working on it, tweaking everything, and kind of like getting everything ready. And these books, I kind of want to get them on like the conveyor line and just kind of keep moving through everything, because I've got more ideas. Like I know Chris is sitting on a ton of ideas, but
oh Jesus Christ!
I've got I know you got a bunch of stuff, but yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I kind of want to just keep moving on with stuff. So yeah, but that's the plan. So if you're interested in the Superiors, this is the time now. Back it. Sunday is the closeout night, and yeah, I thank you. I appreciate it, Nintendo Ginger. I love all the gingers, respect to the gingers out there, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Randy Howell, Randy got his going to read Slave Girl tonight. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, there's a ton of boobs in it, Randy. I think you're going to enjoy Slave Girl. and this is the thing is, this is my superhero story, and it's kick-ass, but I'm going back to the boobs after this. I've seen what sells. And
that's your bread and butter, man.
I've got big plans for the end of summer and the fall. I want to get 2 more books out before the end of the year. So I'm going to
son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, that's what my plan is to run 2 full campaigns, one at the end of summer and one in the fall. And so this book is going to get moving, and it's going to get to the printer, and it's going to get shipped out, and I'm going to move on to the next thing. So if you want to get Superiors, get it right now.
Yeah, Past Master, the link is in the description. So I think Bob's been putting it in the chat as well.
Yeah.
But if that link doesn't work, then there is a link in the description, as
Appreciate
is all of our links. And there is a link to Mike
There we
Barron's
go.
new project,
Yeah.
which is called Bronze Star. How you doing, Michael Barron?
Doing good, thank you.
Great.
Superstar.
I'm glad you could make it, man. I'm glad the other guy,
What other guy?
Screwed you over.
Oh, yeah, that other guy. He's a sneaky SOB.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. So
I'm right
how you
here,
been,
guys.
my friend.
I know. I'm wondering the same thing. Is it Rob?
No, it's Billy Tucci.
You can't count on Tucci.
You can never count on Tucci. Yeah. Well, one of the running jokes in the professionals is that Billy Tucci is just like he's a liar. Like he just lies.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of concise. And
Yeah,
lapidating.
he told us some story and he set it up like it was a legit story. And then he kept dropping the names of the two guys, which was Benjamin and Jerry or something like that. And then at the end, it was a Ben and Jerry joke.
No.
And yeah, he's the master of the lies. So you've been busy, Mike, with this Bronze Star. I'll grab it real quick. But why don't you know what? Before we do that, why don't you let people know, a little bit about you, a little bit about your resume, if people don't know, about you, which would be strange that they wouldn't know.
Yeah,
because you've been around for so long.
I'm a
and done
two-time.
so much. Uh-oh, you just muted yourself.
You muted yourself. Can't hear you, Mike.
Unmute, Mike.
Oh, it's very. This is very enlightening, though. We're getting a lot of info.
It's a good thing I can read lips.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Does he not hear us?
No, Mike, can you hear us?
And it's opened up a whole new world for me.
There we go.
Bronze Star came about because I had always wanted to work with Pat Broderick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, okay. So.
Oh,
no.
Heck.
And so the seed of the story was born.
Oh, his headphones are going bad or something.
Something
Yeah,
with
it's
his
a
mic.
headphone.
They
Something
happen
with
on
his mic.
Kings too.
This is like
Yeah,
a
hey
episode.
Mike. Yeah,
Hey,
I
Mike.
think your
Yes.
headphones.
Which is
headphones are
really
shorting
saying-
out.
Mike, you're
I'm not sure he can
Headset's
hear
going
us
bad.
either.
He can't
They
hear us
don't
either.
maintain or even improve on their artistic skills.
oh man.
Oh man, this is so unfortunate.
Hey, Mike, why don't you bounce out? Maybe it's a connection. Bounce out and come back
Loan.
in, because something technical is happening and we can't hear you. You're coming in and out.
It's the middle ground.
This sucks.
I don't know what to do. I don't want to be
This
rude.
is horrible.
Write a note and say, Mike, we can't
Yes,
hear you.
Send him a text.
We can't hear you, Mike.
Art bounce him, and then he'll wonder why he got bounced, and then you can tell him.
No, he'll just leave forever.
No,
He'll be
I
insulted.
mean, this is entertaining too, but
Guys, I
In the
got
worst
this.
of ways. No.
yeah,
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna bounce you out
yeah.
and then
Mike,
like
we can't hear
reconnect.
you,
Just
man.
come
Come
back
back
in.
in.
And maybe it's a bad connection. Either that or it's your headphones. I am
Yeah.
so sorry, my friend. Looks like he's trying something now.
You're trying something.
Yeah, there you go. You beat me.
Wait. Hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Now, can you hear it? Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
Hey!
Hey, he's here. He's back.
So
Mike,
do I
Mike,
repeat that whole spiel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start over.
I got a little bit of it, but
Okay.
It looked awesome. It looked
It
awesome.
did look, man.
Thank
You were like, you're animated,
Yeah.
man. You're passionate. You
Let's see
had
if
it, brother.
delivery
Yeah.
was-
Now that I've
Rechannel that. Art,
Uh,
Art, blow him up.
Over, but you also Clint $3 for that Bristol board.
Yeah.
I'm a two-time Eisner winner. I created Nexus and Badger in the 80s, and they're still being published today. I wrote The Punisher for 5 years. I wrote The Flash, Dead Man, Hawk and Dove, and many other characters for DC. We have new Nexus material coming out right now from Dark Horse. They're one of my publishers. We just published Nexus Nefarious that was illustrated by Richard Bonk, who's the illustrator on Private American. And Kelsey Shannon has just completed another graphic novel for Dark Horse that won't be available until next year. But the art is mind-blowing.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. It's fantastic.
Bronze Star came about when I asked Pat what he wanted to draw. I've been an admirer of his for many years. So I always wanted to work with him. I said, Pat, what do you want to draw? And he said, I want to draw a weird Western. And that's all he said.
Nice.
So I did a detailed outline, and then I did the script and I sent it to him, and Pat was delighted. The art is complete, and everybody who's seen it knows that this is the best work of his career, and that's unusual in this field because there are many great artists who peak, and then as they age, their art deteriorates. It loses a little something, perspective or detail or something. Not so with Pat. He's one of those rare artists whose skills continue as he aged. Everybody who's seen that work, their mind has been blown. It's so detailed, not just the characters up front, but the middle and the background. Everything is detailed down to the rocks on the mountain. And that's why we're offering an oversized black and white artist edition as well. The book is being colored. It only remains to be lettered. We will ship on time. We may even ship ahead of time, as we did with Private American, and we're stoked about it, obviously.
Dude, that's so intuitive of you, and it's a testament to your skills, and your experience to ask the artist, what do you want to draw? It's not.
I always do that.
Dude, that's not, here's the story I've got, it's something I wrote that I want to do, and could you draw? Dude, to go to the artist and make him happy? No, because that's going to get the best work.
Right.
That's true.
You know that his passion is this, and that this Western stuff. Look at these backgrounds. This is what Michael's talking about. Look at the gun. Look at the hat. Look at the jacket. Just everything. The people on the porch, sitting on the porch. Just an attention to detail. This must have taken him forever to draw this stuff.
He seems pretty quick to me, considering that he has been going every weekend. He's been at a different con, because that's where Pat gets a lot of his money, by selling originals. And he's been promoting Broad Star at every con. It did take him the bulk of the summer to do this, and he started last year. He started in winter, but it's done now. It consists of a 49-page main story and a 10-page coda. The 10-page coda is what happens to Harley Brogdon, who's our protagonist, after he takes over as sheriff of Cobb's Gap. Because when he arrives in Cobb's Gap, he's not the sheriff. The sheriff is the sheriff. And the sheriff came from Croatia, the same little village that the woman with whom Harley falls in love with came from. And I don't think we're giving anything away, because there's the picture right there. But the reason Cobb's Gap is so peaceful is because the sheriff is a werewolf.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, but that's not the monster star of the story. That's just a complication. And it's an important complication. Because
my gosh, that's a great idea, man. So he can control the werewolf instincts.
No, he can't. Not at the end. Not at the end.
Okay, but is it peaceful because people are afraid?
Absolutely.
Okay, but do they know that the sheriff is the werewolf, or is it?
They know something's wrong with the sheriff.
Okay.
You got to read the book, Art.
I know, but I always like to know a little bit, and I know that Mike likes to talk stories. So if I can get him to spill some beans on this program,
or spoil the story completely.
Well, I love to talk story. I try not to give away too much. You gotta, because the most important question in fiction is what happens next. Because if the reader doesn't care, he's not going to turn the page. And I think about, how do I make the reader care? And when you're a writer, there are an infinite number of ways to make a reader care. I'll just give you 3 examples. Number one, you create a fascinating character, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is more popular now than he ever was in Conan Doyle's day. And in fact, the Sherlock Holmes stories that have exploded after the demise of Conan Doyle dwarf the body of work that Conan Doyle did. Number 2, you have a fascinating situation that's irresistible in and of itself, like Jurassic Park, because people are fascinated by dinosaurs. And the idea of people interacting with live dinosaurs is irresistible. Hence, you have that franchise. Number 3, you have a seductive narrative voice. This does not pertain as much to comics as it does to prose, but it does in comics as well. because as you know, in the last couple of years, we've seen an explosion of bad comics from Marvel and DC. You open the book and you'll see 500 words crowding out the art in like a dozen caption boxes. And that's about as appealing as a Soviet housing block. You look at that and you just groan because you want the story. Comics are a visual medium. And you want the visuals to carry the story forward. And that's the clue about visual medium is any information you can impart to the reader or viewer visually without words, you should. And save your words for characterization and occasionally some exposition, but mostly for characterization. When I write a comic, I parcel those words out like Scrooge McDuck spending money. I try to make them as lean and as minimalist as possible. That doesn't mean the comic is devoid of words. There are a lot of words in there, but not as many as most comics.
Well, I remember I had a conversation with Marv Wolfman, and Marv said, my writing is the plot. It's not the dialogue. It's writing the story to give to the visual artist. So he prided himself on just basically constructing a story.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, and not so much like expressing himself with the words of the dialogue and stuff like that. And then you have like Alan Moore, which was a little of both, right? Like there was just a lot of dialogue and things like that. But then you got to see all the wannabe Alan Moores that came out later that really couldn't do it. It was just overwritten, but it wasn't interesting.
No, when he first burst on the scene, he was a fascinating storyteller. He had great ideas and great dialogue. I don't know what happened. But, the same thing happened to Frank Miller. You've seen Miller's latest work, right? The Wolverine?
Yeah. I think they become parodies of themselves in a strange way. And I think Frank Miller did, when he did that Batman Spawn crossover, I remember looking at that and going, this isn't Frank Miller. This is somebody doing Frank Miller, right? Like it just didn't feel like it was Frank Miller. So the only thing I could think of is that he was just kind of became a parody of himself.
Did he write it?
Yeah, he wrote, and I don't think he drew it, right, Todd?
No, that was Klaus Janson that drew his part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think it's just jaded when they start just throwing money at you when you've had a certain level of success?
Yeah,
I don't think
don't care.
I don't think anybody does that. I think that every artist, including Frank Miller and Alan Moore, tries to put forth their best work.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're not the best judge of what their best work is, and they may not be aware, or they're struggling. They're struggling to recapture the old magic, and they can't do it.
Well, Frank kind of went to this kind of like, it started with Sin City, and he just became this minimalist, and he just slowly but surely broke it down, and it just became convoluted.
But it also has to do with creative attitude. I mean, when Frank was young and first moved to New York City, that was an eye opener for him, and he was living in a shit neighborhood, getting mugged. He was. It's true, but he was an angry young guy that wanted to express his frustrations, and that's the same thing in rock music, and that's where the best creative.
It's the angst, yeah.
And some people can hang on to that and do it forever. Fucking Aerosmith was 50 years old, still putting out great records, about fucking, but but it's how much you live it.
Fucking in elevators.
Yeah. But,
well, I do think that his Daredevil was his best work.
Oh God, his Daredevil. I still say that
Born Again.
His Daredevil is fundamental.
Yeah, Born Again is one of my top reads. But I remember having a conversation with Ralph Macchio over at Marvel, and I think it was when Frank was coming back to Daredevil, and I think Frank was living in LA, and he said that he's moving back to New York because to Frank, it's kind of to Chris's point, that's where he felt like he could get that angst back, he could get that kind of mojo back to write these these stories about characters living in a city and adventures that are taking place on skyscrapers and dirty streets and alleys and things like that. So I don't know, is that, hey Mike, is that kind of like method writing, where you have to
I don't know what that is, because it's the writer's job to imagine every point of view, and a good writer can do that. Doesn't matter that Edgar Rice Burroughs never went to Africa.
Nope.
Or
I mean,
Mars.
yeah. It's still, you buy the story because he bought the story. Every writer writes to please himself first, which doesn't mean we ignore what the audience wants. I try to write crowd pleasers, but I fancy that I know what makes for a good crowd pleaser. And so, my work is all over the place. I write humor, I write horror, I write crime fiction. And it's just because I get the idea, I get the bug growing inside of me, and the story takes over. I don't choose my stories choose me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Keep them
I
coming.
kind of feel the same. You get an idea, and it just,
awesome.
for me, you get an idea, and it just never goes away.
Yeah.
It just festers.
Yeah.
It just keeps festering, and then eventually you have to tell that story.
You got to get the poison out.
Yeah, you definitely do.
But suck it up.
Bronze Star, you guys, we do want to get some more eyes on it. We want to get some more backers on it. I think you launched 4 days ago. Let me go back real quick and do like some kind of, we'll do some business stuff, right?
That'd be great if you could show the video.
Oh yes, of course. So this is Bronze Star here, you guys, and he launched. You guys launched 4 days ago, already at 7,093. We should at least be able to get, I don't know, 5 backers during the show. So you guys show the power of CG, the power of the Pontificators, and give this project some loving. And let me see if I can get this video going here.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting game for the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines anymore. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mine. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear. Tired of running, Harley falls in love with a local widow with secrets of her own. And when Knorr's posse arrives seeking vengeance, the stage is set for a showdown with unimaginable horrors from the deepest pits of hell. And every secret will be exposed.
There you go.
Eisner winner Mike Barron and acclaimed illustrator Pat Broderick present one of the weirdest westerns that Comic Dom has ever seen. Star, a thrilling tale of love, revenge, and supernatural terror from the minds of 2 legendary creators. It's not the monster you're looking for. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
So you're offering it on your website and through
on my comic.
Fund My Comic.
Yep.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, Fund My Comic has this widget
The Civil War was a
that allows you to link your website to Fund My Comic real easy. So that's one of the many things that Luke Stone is doing to service the community properly. So this is not like Fund My Comic is not a copycat of Indiegogo or Kickstarter. He's really looking into what people are looking for as creators and what backers need to feel safe to back. So, dude, we need to get the word out. And, dude, Bronze Star is, I think we have backers. 2 more.
Yeah, you just got a couple more backers. So you're
Great.
Yeah.
That trailer was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Chris does those trailers, and he's master because that's what he does for a living. He's got a videography company.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is fantastic. So thank you guys. We're at 116 backers, 7,241, and we're only 40 or 4 days into this. How long is the campaign for?
Well, I think for Fund My Comic, it's indefinite. We'd like to be the first book on Fund My Comic to reach 10 grand.
Yeah.
And I think we will. It's just we're getting out to the Pat Broderick fans in the world because there are a lot of them. Pat's kind of a troglodyte. He doesn't even have a computer. That's why you never see him on any of these shows. He's got a phone. He's got a phone, and that's it. You know.
Well, a phone, that's a start, right?
Yeah, it is a start.
You got to start somewhere.
It's a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Great.
If I could get away with living without any of this technology, I would.
Art, if
Yeah,
you could
me
get away
too.
with just clacking 2 rocks together, you would.
Oh, hell
Chris,
yeah.
Chris informs me that the campaign is up for 30 days, so we got 25 days to go.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, let's get this thing to 10K as quickly as we can and beyond, because one of the things that, well, there's a lot of interesting stuff about this. One, we got some major creative firepower here. It's a great IP, but also you guys are taking a chance on a new platform. So tell us why Fund My Comic and why the change.
Well, you may not, I'm sure everybody knows this by now, but out of the blue, when I announced Private American, the Daily Coast, a far left hate site, ran an article that was headlined, Mike Barron releases another racist as fuck comic book out of the blue by this purple-haired monster who has never read anything I've written. She was describing Private American without reading it. She described Thin Blue Line as a book about white police officers going into black neighborhoods to kill as many black people as possible. And those of you who have read the book know that's complete nonsense. The 2 protagonists don't kill anyone. We are looking into a little legal action
I was
there.
going to say, sue that bitch.
Yeah. We're working on it. But in the meantime, we gave Kickstarter another chance. I think they're a little gun shy now because they're aware of the feedback that we raised. And so Bronze Star is safe.
Yeah.
For the time being.
So which one do you were you Indiegogo or were you Kickstarter on those two?
Well, it was Kickstarter that kicked us off because this woman said, everybody write Kickstarter and get rid of this racist AF comic book.
Wow.
While she herself was funding her own comic on Kickstarter. Indiegogo shadow banned us, but they've shadow banned every Comicsgate campaign there is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. So yeah,
mess.
that's one of the reasons why I really applaud. What's his name? Luke Stone.
Luke Stone.
Luke Stone is.
Yeah.
It's the right idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to take a little bit of time and then just get the word out. But like more campaigns like this, more bigger campaigns, I'm planning. I was on John Malin's channel and he talked heavily about Fund My Comics and that within the next year, he wanted to get one of his books on there. I'm planning on like maybe doing a simultaneous because like what Pedro was saying is like you can link in other things like your own website onto it. And he's doing a lot of stuff to make it flexible. But I think just the word just needs to get out to Comicsgate in general that Fund My Comics is kind of going to be the future. And I think that's where it's headed. Because
and from what I understand, it's not just Comicsgate. I mean, it's all
it's everyone.
IP is welcome. Creative people. Just
no censorship.
Mark each other out and cause like crap.
There's no. I mean, your campaign really has to be approved by Fund My Comic, but there's not gonna be any like double dealing, like you're in and you're out.
And the reason Fund My Comic exists is because of the harsh treatment we've received at the hands of other crowdfunding programs. Crowdfunder kicked us off, and then they told Chris, we're not going to allow anybody associated with Comicsgate on our site. I don't know why that is, because the core group of Comicsgate are just a bunch of seasoned professionals who want to tell good stories. We're not a hate group or anything like that. There was a lot of people that attached themselves to Comicsgate when it first appeared, and they called themselves Comicsgate. But like a lot of people on the internet, they were disturbed personalities that just wanted to bicker.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That happens everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama. There's people that don't. There's people that do. They create, and then there's people that just destroy, and try to get attention that way. And there's always Yeah, Rob's one of those guys that tears shit down. Yeah, he raised his hand like a good pupil would. But hey, Pedro, talk about bringing your project to Fund My Comic.
Oh, so basically, I did it as an experiment. Like, Fund My Comic is only like 4 months old, guys. So I did a second chance campaign on Fund My Comic, but just as a test, and just to know how easy is it to create the page, the tools within the page, and they're ever changing because he's is listening to people, like the advice and recommendations. So things are changing. He's making like constant updates. And yeah, like, this was a test. I'm coming with my real campaign, my real new IP called Waifus and Kaijus. Is going to be exclusive on My Comic. And dude, I'm working on the trailer. I'm already on page 30 out of 80. What we're gonna do, and dude, it's gonna be awesome. But the thing is, like, yeah, what's that?
What's the title again?
Waifus and Kaijus.
No, the one that you have up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that I have
Tropical
up right
Magics.
now. Oh, that's Tropical Magics. But the thing is, like, I'm
Okay.
going to offer Tropical Magics also with Waifus and Kaijus. Like, as I said, like, this first campaign is a test, so it's not like I don't want you guys to back it. If you can back it, you're gonna get your book anyway. But the big event is in June, end of June, beginning of July, with Waifus and Kaijus.
And you
So,
guys just know there's a badass cover for Tropical Magics that Pedro
Yes,
and I
sir.
jammed on. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
some fossil made that.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, that's
I think-
dude,
Oh,
that's
wait,
a badge
that's
of
legend.
honor, man. That's
I
my
think
badge
he's
of
a
honor.
legend. Yeah.
You gotta
Hey,
put it in.
Pedro, are you in Spain?
No, I'm in Panama.
Oh.
And according to Art, that's in Australia. But no, I'm in Central America. I'm in Panama.
Yeah, don't let him fool you, Mike. He's from Australia. He loves shrimp on his Barbie and,
On the Barbie, yeah.
and big knives and
Well, we're excited about Fund My Comic, and if you just type in Bronze Star Comic, it takes you directly to Fund My Comic. We want to see it succeed.
Yeah.
yeah. And you guys, Bronze Star is in the description, and Comic Book Bob keeps putting the link in the chat here. So let's get some more backers.
Yeah.
I think you're at what were you at? 116. I'm gonna hit
Yeah,
refresh
117
here.
now.
117.
Yeah, you just got another backer. My friend. So
Great.
let's keep this party going. 7,399, 117 backers. Not bad for 4 days. Not bad
Extra.
for 4 days. Let's get this thing to 10 grand by this time
Yes, sir.
tomorrow, man.
We would love to be the first campaign on Fund My Comic to reach 10 grand.
Yeah,
That'll
let's
be really
make-
cool.
let's
These
make some
are
history.
very exciting times, man. Like, I love to be a part of this community and see it happen.
Yeah,
Well,
for
this
everybody to do it.
This
without-
is going to be just another extension of Comicsgate. Is like to
Yeah.
have a crowdfunder site
That's not going to
that
back us
isn't
into a
going to
corner.
like stab you in the back at the last
Mhm.
second or like pull the rug out from under you. And it was
Yeah.
really just a matter of time. Kudos to Luke Stone for getting this going, because I can only imagine how much work there is to go into a site like this behind the scenes
It's
and
been a
develop
nightmare.
it. And like the early days, there's always going to be like, things that you have to work through. But it seems like they're doing a great job of working through all that. And obviously seeing Bronze Star at over 7,000 already in just a couple of days, and probably going to hit 10,000 by the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's backers like you in the chat and Comicsgate guys and people clicking that link on Twitter that make this happen, and making a Fund My Comics happen for Comicsgate just stabilizes Comicsgate that much more, because then it takes our reliance off of Indiegogo and Kickstarter, which they'll always be around and they'll always be useful to whoever wants to use them. I'm not going to judge. Like, those are good sites. Indiegogo has done great by me. I'm not going to throw them under the bus by any means. I love Indiegogo, but having more options is a good thing for Comicsgate, and it's a good thing for creators. And I really like seeing where Fund My Comics is going right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also have to say that Luke Stone, who's created the site, is very approachable. He's not
Yep.
like these distant oligarchs that
Yeah.
run Kickstarter and Indiegogo. That you say, "Oh, ask us a question," and they never respond. They never speak to you.
You get an automated response at best.
Well, the thing is, like, yeah, when Kickstarter first started, and even Indiegogo, there were humans, and they would get back to you. But now it's just not the case, and I don't know if it's the money or lack thereof that it's all going, based on like auto responses and algorithms and stuff like that, versus humans, making decisions. But either way, it's not really conducive for what we do, especially when things are being shadow banned without reason. That's the hardest thing. It's like, if it's shadow banned and they can give you a concrete reason, then you can fix it or you can deal with it. But a lot of times, I don't know if anybody actually got any feedback yet on why their books got shadow banned.
Only on Crowdfunder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Really.
that guy he was brutally honest, man.
Yeah, he was.
That guy was kind of I've never seen anybody, because I think, wasn't there a live stream? I forget.
Yeah. Chris got him on a live stream
Got him.
and got him to admit we're not going to allow anyone associated with Comicsgate on this channel.
Yeah, the guy basically just admitted it.
Yeah, but I really love like the deer in the headlights look he got when Chris told him, like, so you're telling me that I have to tell all the people in Comicsgate not to go to Crowdfunder? He would think.
I have a question for you guys. I got a question from the chat here.
Yeah.
From Alexander. And Alexander, I'm not going to say your middle name because I will butcher the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Any way to drop ship comics as opposed to mailing them out yourselves? For creators not in the U.S., the postage could deter buyers in U.S. and hurt a campaign. Drop shipping.
I can answer that.
Okay.
I can answer that as a creator.
What's your answer, Pedro? What's your answer?
As a creator not based in the U.S., whenever I do a book, I print the books in the U.S. and I use RJ for the U.S. I have
Critical Blast.
Critical Blast. And the thing is, like, if I ship books from Panama, the shipping is going to be like $100 because I live in the jungle and donkeys are not cheap. So
pachyderms aren't cheap,
Dude, man, get the monkeys to deliver them. Shit.
Yeah, no, dude, monkeys are just going to steal your. That's not racist. Monkeys are just going to steal your comics. So
you live in the jungles of Australia, right?
Yeah, in Australia, in the Australian outback. So I use RJ.
You guys got those crazy kangaroos there, right?
There is another solution too. It's called pirate shipping.
Pirate shipping pirate shipping is cool. But the thing is, like, I like Critical Blast because he's part of the community. He's very reasonable with the prices. So what he did with me is, like, I charged $10 for shipping in the Indiegogo campaign. And when I get to deliver, he just had this like chart, like in Excel. It was like none of the shipping went over $8 within the US with his service. Wow. Now I haven't found a solution for Europe and Australia, even though I live in Australia, right, Art? But we need to.
It's about time you admitted it.
Yeah, we need to find people like Critical Blast in different positions of the world who will take this job. Yeah. So, because dude, we gotta create our networks. Like, I know the crowdfunding sites are like allowing us to be there. This is dumb. Now we find something that feels like our house. We need to find the same thing with distribution worldwide. In the US, we have RJ, and there are other people doing it. But
we use RJ too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Pedro, are you on Facebook?
Yes, sir. I'm on Facebook.
Are you Pedro Angosto?
No. My last name is very weird, so I go by
Australian.
Do me a favor, send me a friend request, would you?
Yeah, I will.
The answer is digital. Just offer, and everyone can buy digital, and then they don't have to worry about shipping.
And that everybody in the chat is what we call networking.
Yeah, but if
and
you go
this has been from the beginning of like CG. These conversations, and also just being independent, having a platform that's independent, so that somebody can't pull the rug out from under you. Yeah. And then, like Pedro said, the next one is really distribution. So we're building this this new my fund my comic. Is it my Mike?
Fun my comic.
Fun my
comic.
comic.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic. And with this new platform, if we can, I think within 6 months to a year, this thing's going to be huge. That's my prediction.
I think so.
And if we can turn this into a viable alternative, not just for CG, but for all people looking for a safe haven from the mainstream or being condemned by SJWs. That's one major step. But yeah, we really, like anybody listening, business people, partner with these with distribution, because if we could go right from print and have the printed books shipped to like Europe, and then have a distribution in Europe or Japan or wherever these different areas are, then we can reduce the shipping prices and be way more functional as far as getting things done quickly.
Quick question for everybody: has anybody shipped to the Faroe Islands?
To the Faroe Islands?
What the hell?
Why would you want to do that?
Because I've got backers there, and I don't know where they are.
Dude,
I don't even know where the Faroe Islands is.
It's in the middle of the Atlantic, man.
But I've got somebody who's backed multiple of my books from the Faroe Islands. I have no idea where they are.
Alexander, it's Critical Blast on Twitter. Critical Blast.
Yeah, I put the link in there
on Twitter.
Yeah. RJ's the guy that runs it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, but and you go to Critical Blast. And there's a tab that says logistics. You go there, and then there's everything you need.
Yeah. Oh, Randy says it's in Scotland.
In Scotland,
I had a buyer
screw
in
those
Tasmania.
Guys.
I had a buyer in Tasmania. I sent him the book, and
right by my neighborhood.
Months went by, and he says, "I never got the book." So I had a friend in Australia. I mailed it to him, and he mailed it to Tasmania, and then he got it.
Nice.
Well, that's always the way it goes, right? Because we did posters. We did a campaign for posters, black and white posters, and expensive.
Mike, you could have had him killed cheaper.
And then almost, it's just like what Michael was saying. Like the most far out place, the most expensive place to ship, will always contact you and go, didn't get the poster, or the poster was damaged, and then you're just like,
here's a PDF, go print it out.
That cost me $30 to ship it there. It's more than the damn poster was, but we'll be good. And we'll
man, you gotta do that. You gotta do the customer service though.
We always do. We always do here at Hack Shack. We
if
always
there
do.
was
But those
only
are the
a
things,
way.
Yeah, those are the things. Those are the hidden costs that will always F over your campaign.
Hey, Bronze Star, $7,431.
Look at Mike.
All right.
Thank you.
Check this shit out. Okay, Bronze Star.
Yeah, and guys, there are a lot of Comicsgate projects up there, man. Like there's a Raid of the White Leopards up there. Battle Brick Road from Eric Weathers is up there. Perfect 10. Go to the website there and just check it out, man. Just browse through there. There's a ton of stuff there.
Yeah, congratulations. You just got another backer, 7,431. We are edging our way to 10,000. Let's make history here, you guys. Michael Barron is one of the good guys. Pat Broderick being brought into the fold.
Legend.
Been a big, of course.
Yeah.
And been a big fan of both of these guys since way back.
Yeah.
And let's back this book. It looks absolutely fantastic. The premise is great. And let's make history supporting Fund My Comic. New site here. So let's make this experiment pay off here.
And Mike's got a digital. You got a digital version too, Mike. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always have a digital version for Tasmania.
Yeah.
People in Tasmania don't have phones.
And as
no
a
shipping.
Representative to the Tasmanian people, I am grateful.
Yeah.
For that.
Okay.
Mike.
Wait. Pedro. From the heart, say it.
From the heart. Okay. In the name of all the people of Tasmania, we are eternally grateful to you, Mr. Mike Barron, for having a digital option.
Okay, you heard it right here. Pedro from Tasmania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, an actual brown person.
Whoa!
I'm trying.
Wait a minute.
These
Wait a
tears
minute.
are real.
Pedro's brown.
I thought that was a filter.
You gave it away, dude.
Is this what they call this? This is more of that homosexual Latin they talk about.
Oh, here we go.
There's homosexual
Lightning.
lightning. Yeah,
Homosexual lightning.
It's
I'll
a
tell you
filter.
right now,
Yeah, I
the
refrain
scariest
from
thought, you guys, everybody listening to the chat, this is a behind the scenes little nugget here. We all use filters. So this
Yeah, this is an
this
Instagram
is
filter.
our
We just need
optimal
the
set
filter on
being
Pedro's
filtered.
mouth.
Yeah.
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 I actually look like Sean Connery.
Party up on shit.
Wearing his
down.
hat.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But,
Art, do you think you're going to use Fund My Comic?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
After I didn't get to go on the Kings Monday, but I did listen to it later. And when you were doing those numbers, and just to see people in the chat supporting you on this campaign, and you know, Pedro early on adopted, you know, into this, and then, you know, like Eric Weathers is a trustworthy guy with Yellow Brick Road. So this thing looks like it's going to be viable. We just have to support it. You know, we got to help get the word out. We have to support this thing because unlike Kickstarter and Indiegogo, you know, they probably had some capital to advertise. They've been around for a while, so they have the brand recognition. And that's hard to establish, especially in a short period of time. So we're going to do our best to make sure that we can bring this up to the standards. Well, not the standards, but to the success it deserves. Also, from what I hear, maybe Pedro or Mike, you can chime in. Doesn't the percentage is less, isn't it?
It's less. Yes, sir.
It is.
oh yeah.
We've also moved Private American to Fund My Comic.
Mhm. So basically, normally the percentage is 3%, and you have to add the stripe percentage, which Indiegogo and Kickstarter they don't include the stripe, like the transaction cost. So I think Indiegogo is 5%, Kickstarter is 7%, Fund My Comic is 3%, and right now, if you open your campaign today, you'll be charging 2%.
Wow.
So like an introduction, like welcoming.
So that's between the
Epic.
credit card fees and the platform fees. It's 3%.
No, 3% is what Fund My Comic charges, but Kickstarter will charge you 7%, and the stripe costs are like it's not included in the 7% in Kickstarter. Or
Yeah, but
Indiegogo-
Kickstarter is two charges. It's like it's a processing fee for your credit card or whatever it is,
Mhm.
and then the other one is the platform fee.
Yeah. Mhm.
So on Fund My Comic, are there two charges? Is there a platform fee and then
Yeah.
okay.
But the platform fee is 3%.
and then
and-
what's the
I think Stripe is like the transaction. It's like 3.25 to 5%. It depends. Like
so it's
fluctuates.
about the same then. So
No,
six-
it's not the same.
7%.
No, it's not the same because the thing is like you'll be charged 7% plus the Stripe charge.
No, I
And
think it's combined, isn't it?
it's combined.
I
don't
think
know.
so. I
No.
think
No, it's not.
It's two. It's two charges.
It's two different
it
charges.
is
Man.
two charges, but I mean the 7% is what you pay overall.
No.
How
I
much
don't
do you pay then between the two fees for Indiegogo?
It's around like 10. You end up paying 10.
I thought it was under 10%.
And,
Yeah.
and they're asking for tips too.
And there's it for tips.
No, they're not going to get
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Fund My Comic has a tipping system, but it's a tipping for the campaign. So if somebody tips the campaign they back, it will help with putting the campaign at the top of the list, so people will see it. So it's more like gamifying the tipping thing. And
So you go up on the algorithms as far as finding.
yeah, it's not really our algorithm. Like the campaign who gets tipped the most is gonna be like at the beginning of the page. So it's just
Okay.
like who goes first. But
So
it's,
Rob,
it-
were you able to find the percentage?
Oh, I never looked. I
Oh,
was
I
going
thought-
to just ask, is it evil to the first thing I thought of with Fund My Comic
Mhm.
is
No.
Luke pumps it up for 2 years and then he sells it to IGG.
Oh, geez.
That ain't gonna happen.
Dude, you know something?
That's what I would do. I would pump it up and then sell it.
There's something awesome about this friggin' site as well. Is that every single friggin' page, there's a button that says "Contact Creator."
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
And you,
That's-
so like
that's
if something happens, or like if you have a or
Mhm.
if you want to hire them, or if you got something like that. I mean, obviously, you know,
He's
you're
really
gonna get
trying to
flooded with
suppress
stuff, but just the idea that you have that kind of access.
Instead
Yeah,
of having to
that's
do
the
the
thing.
comment
Right.
thing on
Yeah.
Indiegogo. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to make it completely open, and that's something that I appreciate as a creator and as a backer too.
Okay, so I
Oh,
got,
Chris says that Indiegogo has a default tip amount filled in too. So
Yeah.
you got to make sure you
Yeah.
You don't
Make
click
that
that
zero.
sucker.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I got it here. So Indiegogo, for the crowdfunding, the fee for the platform is 5%, and then the in-demand fee is 5%. But it doesn't say. It just says 5%. It doesn't.
the credit is something else because I remember.
Yeah, there's
reading
usually a
it's
credit
25
card
cents
processing
plus
fee
a
that's
percentage.
attached on top
Yeah, it doesn't.
for both Indiegogo and
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. There's usually a credit card processing
Yeah.
fee.
Right.
on
But
top
I
They
of
can't.
both
the
use
site
Stripe. They
I
both
can't
use Stripe,
find it.
and Fund My Comic is just Stripe too. So it's like the same charge.
Yeah. But I think you got another backer, man. 119, 7,163.
Awesome.
Awesome.
You know,
And
I love horror, and I love writing horror
love
and
horrors.
consuming horror. But comics are the worst medium for horror. They just are.
Yeah.
And yet we still do them. And people are going to love the book because of the story, because of the characters. It's gripping, it's involving. You want to know what happens next. And you might even feel a frisson of fear. But the thing about the comic is you turn the page and there's the monster. And no matter how scary that monster is, it's just ink on paper. Whereas when you're in a movie, they're controlling the pace, the visuals, and most importantly, the sound. You don't really appreciate how important sound is to horror until you see it used to good effect in a movie. Like The Haunting, the original
Oh,
one that's
God,
in black
yeah.
and white. There's not a single scene of violence in that movie. It's all done with sound. And of course, The Exorcist.
Oh my god. You want to hear something funny? First time I watched The Exorcist, I just laughed through the whole movie.
No kidding.
I couldn't sleep.
Dude, I'm a horror friggin' god, man.
we know you're a psycho, Bob, but dude.
I just thought it was funny. I get why it's scary and shit. But
I'm an atheist, and Exorcist scares the shit out of me today.
Yeah, dude. To this day, I can't watch that.
To this day, that's the scariest movie I know of.
I agree
Australia?
with you. I think it's the scariest movie of all time.
You know why?
buy
I
into it
here's why I
every
break
time.
it down, and it's because of the innocence and the violation, because it's in their private home and it's an innocent little girl.
Yeah.
And
That
so
has
there's
a lot to
there's a
do with
lot
this.
of like psychological things that are going on just by the way it's staged.
There's
you
a
know,
lot of
the how-
transgression. Yeah.
And it's also that voice.
I'm gonna tell you something. I thought the vampire kid from Salem's Lot was way scarier than friggin'
no way.
anything in The
Go
Exorcist.
away.
That creeped the shit. Well, it also because I had this when in my bedroom when I was a kid, I had this giant window, and it was on the second floor, and we
Okay.
lived out in the country, so it would get foggy a lot. So
Yeah, but Exorcist goes way past that. Exorcist has that
Yeah.
psychological,
Yeah, dude.
like,
And you know,
fucking
Exorcist 3 is
Handful.
almost as good.
you know what
That's
sucked about Exorcist 3?
super underrated horror movie.
The last 10 minutes. You cut the last 10 minutes of that movie off.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie.
Which one?
Exorcist 3.
Exorcist 3.
Exorcist
I love
three.
the whole thing.
Yeah, you cut, but like you cut the last 10 minutes of that movie off because like that scene with the friggin' scissors.
Yeah.
That's like holy shit.
Well, you see it the first time you see it, you never forget it.
Yeah.
But you know
But-
what's so amazing about The Exorcist is not necessarily what's on screen. It's the impact that they made it work and got it across into your fucking soul that, oh, wait a minute, this is real. Because there's all that fucking shit that you grew up hearing about God and the devil and all, and they just fucking brought it to life and put you in it. And like that's what really sells that movie.
Dude,
That's
are
what
you
I was
kidding
going to
me?
say. The biblical good
Yeah.
versus evil,
Yeah.
and then how hard it was for the good to triumph. I mean, the cost of those two priests was astronomical.
I saw it for a second time in Mexico City in a packed theater, and those people are all Catholic.
Oh man,
that's what I was gonna say, man.
You would not believe the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was like the whole theater at once was gasping and screaming.
The thing about the third movie, though, is it was so atmospheric. There's like the creepiest scene in the whole movie. There's nothing happening. He's in this friggin' big cathedral, and he's waiting to talk to some guy, and he hears a noise. No, he hears a noise down the hallway, and he looks down the hallway to see it. And what's creepy about it is not that there's anything. There's a statue of Judas that's out of focus on the side, and it looks like the freaking Joker, man. It's creepy as shit.
I have to watch it again. I have.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Randy says Bronze Star is at 11,264 on Kickstarter, but only 7,463 only. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
On my Fund My Comic. Let's go Comicsgate.
Thank you, Randy.
Let's keep
Very
this
cool.
this party crazy. But
Nice.
yeah, like The Exorcist, I think it's just the violation. It's in that person's home. It's an innocent little girl, and then just the really epic struggle between like biblical good and evil.
Mom is such
that
a
movie
bitch,
marked me because like I was the same age as Linda Blair, and like in the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh my god, she's so adorable, and like you fall in love with her, and then all this shit happens, you're like.
Yeah.
I rode to the airport once with Linda Blair.
Oh, really?
Nice.
She was in
Was
the
there a
back
roller
seat.
skate?
I had to swivel my head to look at her.
Oh,
True story.
That's good.
True story.
That's good.
Yeah, but
Oh
to
my
this day, I
God.
love that movie.
She was very sweet.
But I only pull it out when I'm fucking ready for it. That movie still affects me.
See, Chris, you're like me, man. You're a fan of like the old horror movies and stuff,
Yeah.
man. You put a freaking Hammer horror film in front of me.
Yep.
Dude, I will watch that shit. I don't care how many times I've seen it. Man, Christopher Lee,
Dude,
Peter
they used
Cushing.
to do movies like that on the fucking Late Show and
Yep.
the Late Show, and you watch movies like that when you're a fucking kid, they scar you. You will never.
Or they harden your friggin' soul, man.
Yeah.
When I was 6 years old, my sister took me to my first movie, The Horror of Dracula.
Nice.
I don't know. I got you guys a little bit beat because my mom was the best at this. He took me and my brother, 7 and 8, to see Scarface because she didn't know.
She did.
She didn't know.
She didn't know.
She learned something that day, didn't she?
And the thing is, like, when we get to the chainsaw scene, like, and my mom's like, maybe we shouldn't be here. And me and my brother, like, dude, it was scary.
Pedro
man.
walked out of that movie a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think of my cockroach?
Did you ever rewatch it, Pedro?
Yeah. And now it's a comedy to me, just because.
Wow.
because he's
Yeah, but-
twisted.
If you go back far enough, like in the 70s, there was no such thing as fucking parental controls.
No, not
Like
at all.
I was 11 years old, and my fucking mom dropped me off. And they used to do this. They used to just drop you off in the theater, and our local grindhouse used to have a
Nice.
double feature on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So 11 years old, and they dropped me off, and the double feature was The Sentinel and Burnt Offerings.
Oh, damn.
Sweet.
And I'm in there like this.
Dude.
Because this
For me, what it was is like, of all things, after church, this little girl, I didn't have access to TV, but she did. And we would watch reruns of Outer Limits. And holy shit, as little kids watching that stuff, that was mine.
Some of those hold up, man.
Yeah.
Those in the Twilight Zone. God, what was
Twilight
the one
Zone
with
still
what was the one with,
the best show ever made?
Yeah, what was it? The Robert Redford played Death in that one episode of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
coming for the old lady, and it was like there was some good stuff.
What was the one? It was gallery something. It was night. Was it Night Gallery where he would have a painting? He'd have a painting, and then he'd describe the painting, and then somehow that would segue into the story.
To the story.
Oh, and like as he's looking at the painting's changing as the thing's coming for him and stuff.
But
Yeah, it was like the
there's directors today that are stealing whole cloth from all of those old shows and making their entire careers out of it. between M. Night Shyamalan
M.
and
Night, yeah.
I just saw a trailer for a new movie, and I was like, "That's a fucking Twilight Zone."
exactly.
Like I can't remember what it was because it was so fucking such a ripoff.
Well, wasn't even the Watchmen? Wasn't the Watchmen ending a ripoff from?
Yeah, that was from
not Twilight Zone.
No, but that was from the other one. What's the other one? Not Twilight Zone, but the second best one.
William Peter Blatty wrote The Exorcist, and he also wrote and directed Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
He also wrote and directed The Ninth Configuration.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen it, you have to see it. It's a mind-blowing movie.
Yeah, isn't that? I'm trying to think. Isn't that the one with Johnny Depp?
No, that's
no. That's the Ninth Gate. That's the Ninth Gate.
Not so much the Ninth Gate. I've seen it. Not so much. The Ninth Configuration is about a group of battle-scarred veterans.
Right.
At this castle in the middle of nowhere, who are being treated for their psychological problems. And the doctor is Stacy Keach. And the moment he shows up, he said, "This is the doctor. He's going to help them." Because Stacy Keach is crazier than anyone there.
And he in that movie, he actually said that he thinks that's the true sequel to The Exorcist.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't remember. Was it one of the characters? Remember when she goes downstairs and that astronaut's there? She said, "You're going to die up there." That guy is one of the characters in that story.
That's true. Yeah. He had a stock acting crew that he used, and they were brilliant.
And like I guess like when she said that, like he had like a nervous breakdown or something, and he never went. So he considers that story to be like the official, like that's the sequel to The Exorcist in his mind.
Every line.
Where do you guys rate like something like this more psychological, like Jacob's Ladder? Like,
it was okay. It was good.
I like Jacob's Ladder.
Real effective.
I think The Ring is a scary movie.
The Ring?
Yeah.
What about Altered States?
Altered States is weird, but it's
a weird movie. But I liked it.
Like for me,
groundbreaking those effects.
Yeah. See, for me, like the best psychological horror movie I've ever seen was The Changeling. With George C. Scott.
That is a brilliant movie.
That movie is so good. And you talk about the use of sound.
Yes.
The way they use the sound, like when he's he's got the piano and like it's got a dead key, and then he leaves and you're just the shot's on the piano and it sits there for like a good like minute or two, and all of a sudden just that key goes ding and it just reverberates through the entire house. And then,
but that's imagination too, you know, because that type of stuff, you know, that visceral reaction that you have to something that is not something that you can write. You literally have to imagine that first, and you know, and be in that like mind space.
Yeah.
For them to then write it and make it come to life.
But the scene with the ball.
Oh yeah.
When he like the ball that keeps coming, like he's finding, and he takes it. And he throws it into the friggin' lake.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in, and then he goes, as soon as he comes in there, you hear dunk, and it just lands in front, and then it stops right in front of him. And then the music just like, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. My favorite horror film, which is not totally a psychological thriller, it's got a little more of the cheese size to it, but it's John Carpenter's The Thing. And it's because of the atmosphere.
That's his best movie.
Super low budget movie too. He did it right after Escape from New York, and the budget for the movie is like $6 million, I think.
A shoestring, yeah.
Yes, nothing. And that movie has effects, but it's the isolation of it. It's the thoughtfulness of that film. Setting the stage for them, the guys being trapped, and and it works so well because of the atmosphere of it, and I think that's everything to a horror movie. If you've ever read horror novel, you know what I mean. The ones that work the best are always, the ones that set the best atmosphere. Guys like Kuntz and stuff can write great novels, but they always fucking suck cock at the end because they explain the monster.
Everything,
and that's when it just falls apart and it becomes a piece of shit. Just never ever do that. Never.
Yeah,
By the
limitations.
way, in the green room, Chris warned us that he was going to really cuss.
But this is
and
just how
be
I
very expressive.
I didn't get to do the
on this
countdown. I was
live
gonna
stream.
let you off the leash. Like,
Yeah.
Chris, let it go, man.
This is very heartwarming.
I'm from the
This
project.
is very heartwarming. It's like
Very
a
heartwarming.
It's just how I
radio.
talk. I gotta
Yeah,
do
but
it.
it's funny you talk about like the novel stuff. Like I read the novel of The Exorcist before I saw the movie,
How was
and the
that?
novel is very different.
Yeah.
Like in the novel, the bad guy won.
Oh.
Yeah, like there's like because in the movie you get that reassuring thing at the end where it's like she hugs the priest and everything and all that stuff. Well, it's not that that's the way that's not the way
Well,
it is in the freaking book.
It still doesn't end that well.
Well, I mean, she got away. I mean,
Yeah.
he saved her, but yeah, but
No,
it's
I did read that like when I was a kid because I know it was in my uncle's house at the time, my grandfather's house where my uncle lived, and I used to always go through a shit. But I think I read that like as a teenager because when you just said that, it really rang a bell.
yeah, because and they actually take bits of that for the second movie from the first novel because when the psychologist is questioning her. She's speaking backwards.
Yeah.
She says, and he asks, what is your name? He said, my name is Legion.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You guys
you actually see that in the book.
I'm going right to fucking Amazon.
Yeah, I got to put in a word for Robert R. McCammon. I think he's one of the greatest horror writers that ever lived. I prefer him to Stephen King. He did a book called Swan Song, which is similar to what's that Stephen King book about the plague?
Lawnmower
Stand.
Man.
The Stand.
The Stand. It's like The Stand, only better. And he's written a dozen great horror novels. They're just brilliant.
I think I read a couple of his books. He had one called They Thirst.
That's one. Yeah, that's a great book. That's the War and Peace of vampire novels.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to remember. God, there was another one I can't remember.
Usher's Passing.
Was that it? Maybe.
There's a lot of them. He has a werewolf novel. Andrew Clavin has a werewolf novel.
Isn't the Usher's Passing? That's about
the House of Usher.
It's the House of Usher. Yeah. It's
House
from
of Usher,
Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. It's like a couple of 100 years later or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to get your take on some of the more like modern guys like Jordan. Is it Jordan Peele? Like, have you guys seen any of those?
I liked his first movie, but that was it.
That was the one with like the
Get Out.
Get out.
Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out. Then he
Nope was kind of interesting with the whole like you think it's a UFO, but it's not. It's more like an El Jator thing.
Do you want to get criminal? Fucking The Exorcist on Blu, because I buy Blu-rays. I believe in hard media. So The Exorcist on
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Look at the machinery behind him.
The Exorcist on Blu-ray is $10.
I haven't seen a good horror movie in years.
The Exorcist 3 is $17, which I just bought. But The Exorcist 2, which is not even as good, is fucking $27.
Well, you don't want that.
That's because of availability, man.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
no one wants it.
That's because it's got James Earl Jones in it.
Yeah. Dressed up as a freaking Loki.
Darth Vader?
Weird.
It's got Darth Vader in it?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Remember him as Thulsa Doom and Conan?
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that.
With
that
very
to
flowy
me is
hair.
like one of the best roles he ever played.
My friends used to watch Conan because they were potheads. I was not. Yeah. But my friends used to watch Conan. They said like that movie with the sound off was amazing. They were like, it was an epic fucking film, but with the sound it was less so. But they used to put the movie on and then just listen to music.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is like when I was in school, we had this porn theater that will play like kung fu movie matinees during the day. So, dude, like we will get under the influence and go there. Pay like $1. It was like a double feature of Shaw Brothers movies. The cinema smelled funny, but it was like in Chinese. We didn't.
Of course it did.
Yeah, it was the best time ever, man.
I used to have I get hit by a tornado in 2011. I think.
You're still here.
I lost all my possessions, but I had
Barely.
I was into Chinese cinema. I had like 400 DVDs
nice.
those times. So but I lost all of them in a tornado. But I had tons of those old fucking Shaw Brothers movies, and
dude.
I fucking had a life.
They're all available. That's the beauty of them. They live forever.
And if you get enough of them, you can play the game of like recycled set, because they recycle sets from movie to movie. Like,
well, but back then I used to live near Chinatown in Manhattan, and there was a row on like in the Bowery, I think, near Canal, and they had like fucking 6 DVD shops, and you could fucking deep dive there. They had, because if you knew about the Jackie Chan movies or you could find the ones you can never ever find in America. But
find the 5 Venoms, and
they're all playing on Tubi now. If you like that,
and for free.
I had a couple of books on Hong Kong cinema, and that deep dive into shit you would just never ever know of, and you go like fucking checking shit out, but you could find movies in like in those days. They used to have sales. They like fucking. You can get like 6 movies for $15 on DVD, wow. and you would find gems, man. Like because it was all guerrilla filmmaking. Hong Kong in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So all the early Michelle Yeoh movies and everything. I knew about all that shit before. Crouching Tiger.
No, I'm talking like one-armed swordsman, the flying guillotine.
All that shit. Like from those days, like I had a fucking huge library.
Question:
books.
What's that?
What do you guys think of Junji Ito?
Junji Ito as an artist,
idea what it is.
He disturbs me.
He's
awesome.
That dude can write some creepy shit.
Yeah, he's awesome, but he disturbs me, and that's somebody I don't want to meet in person.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy I would not want to be like on a road trip with, just me and him.
What's his name?
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito.
Yes, he does really crazy psychological horror. He's Japanese, but like this is the kind of one of the stories he did. It was the main character is this young woman who lives under. Oh yeah, check that out. Like I said, there's tons of those over there.
Yeah, a quick aside. Hey Bob, can you find Pixel Traders the AR 15L? And then just keep going and then we'll just come back to it.
So and she lives and her father owns a restaurant and it's struggling, and the thing is they live under the restaurant. They don't live over it, they live under it. So everything in their apartment has like this thin layer of grease on it. And it's just like this, it's just this like sticky, it's this idea that permeates everything. And her brother starts to go crazy. He starts drinking the oil from the used cooking oil and stuff. And he gets to the point where it's like coming out of his pores, and he attacks his sister and he grabs his face. He squeezes his face and it drips out of his pores onto her face and everything.
A giant zit.
And he goes crazy. And he goes crazy. Their father ends up killing her brother, cutting him up and using his meat in the restaurant. And like everyone, and then suddenly everyone's like, oh, this is amazing and everything. And he's like, so he starts force feeding her the grease to try and do the same thing. It
sounds like a
messed
up
story.
Movie,
yeah,
thanks, Pixel.
Sounds boring.
No, dude, because first of all, the aspect of it being a little bit foreign when you do like, Japanese horror or Chinese horror or Korean horror. Koreans do fantastic horror these days. But it's like that aspect of it if you're American or Western or something. But even like if you've seen any TV shows like that are like Nordic fucking those guys that live in those fucking barren, because I live in the mountains myself. I live in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, but so in the winter here it's fucking winter.
Hey, is your sky yellow?
No, they went below us. We didn't catch.
Wow.
Like,
have you seen?
He lives in Mount Olympus.
Sometimes the snow is yellow.
Yeah. Hey Art, I dropped that link in the private chat for you. But here was a good horror movie I saw. Did you guys see the movie Antlers?
I tried to watch it.
Rings the bell.
That one was about as good as I've seen lately, which compared to the past, what are you gonna do? But it was pretty good. It had a couple of really tense moments, and it's one of those movies where it's like there's consequences to everything that happens in that thing. So
Yeah, but in horror, atmosphere I think is everything. I think if you can't set atmosphere, then you can't.
Let the right one in. I'm remembering that one. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, because I remember I was having a discussion with Mike Mignola, and we were talking about like underrated horror movies, and the first thing that came to mind was 30 Days of Night. It's the one,
with the vampires.
Not the world's best movie, but it's really fucking underrated.
It needed machine guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
Thing going with it that the thing has, that sense of isolation, and the same thing. Like, why does Die Hard work? Because they're fucking trapped. You know what I mean?
Machine guns.
And so when you begin with that premise, you know what I mean? It's like, and everything is forced upon you. It really fucking, that's just, it's a plot device that fucking never fails,
I don't know. Like, this even counts as a horror film, but the concept terrified me. And it's this Denzel Washington movie called Fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one where he touches or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, the demon goes through touch.
Yeah, and it's not a demon, it's an angel.
Well, isn't that like the Bill Cosby Ghost Dad movie?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Brilliant fucking plot device.
Creepy.
It was the sequel.
It was the follow-up.
Hey guys, I gotta bail. Thank you for having me on.
No problem.
It was a pleasure and honor, Mr. Barron.
Thanks, guys.
Anything we can do in the future, just let us know, Mike. Thank you.
I will. Thanks, Art.
Take care.
Man.
Yeah.
What about you guys ever see that movie Session 9?
Session 9 doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. That one was that's a very atmospheric film.
I saw a movie called Session 69.
Oh my god! I knew you were gonna say something.
You get that movie behind the curtains.
There's that movie Fog. Fog is very atmospheric.
Oh, I love the Fog, man.
There's
pretty much
nothing
anything
in that movie.
Anything from John Carpenter, man.
Just to go back to Fallen, what was fucking so clever about that movie is the plot device. The thing that made it scary was just the transfer. But think about that. There's zero special effects in that fucking film.
Not needed.
It's nothing. It's just the idea that fucking plant in your head.
Nothing.
And then they make it work that, he touched him and now he's this guy. And he touched him and he can fucking transfer between. Dude,
like when he finds out that he's like in a crowded street and he's having like this conversation with different people.
And what was cool, that shot. That shot where you see like one person touch it and then like he's trying to get away from him and he's just touching every person in front of me, he's just gone.
What did that cost to shoot? Fucking 5 cents, man. It was fucking price of a fucking soda.
And a couple of
could never happen now with COVID.
Yeah.
You'd be like, don't be touching me. Get away from me.
That would be the ultimate horror movie now, man. Because like, oh god, he's touching me. I got the cool.
Let's show off Pixel Traders.
Let's do it.
Here.
The Mermaid.
Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool.
There's a video.
Pedro, do you need help buying chicken?
Okay, I already have 15 chicken, but there's no such thing as not enough chicken. So yes.
All right, you guys. This is also Fund My Comic. This is the new site that we're shedding some light at. This is AR 13L of the little, what is that?
The Little Mermaid. It's like an Ariel. Yeah. The Little Mermaid.
She's a merc. And we'll get to the video. Oh, shit. 167 backers, 8,929, 19 days.
19 days, not bad.
41 days to go. Yeah. Look at this artwork. Looks pretty fantastic. So this looks like a wraparound cover. Oh, Jose Garcia. No wonder.
Jose Garcia did the cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at this. Eric Hodson.
Eric Hodson is doing interiors, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Is this, Pixel Trader? This is his art here. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
Sweet Mama Jamma. We got Eric Niedoltowski.
So is this on Fun?
I love Eric's art.
Yes, sir. This is Fun My Comic.
Look, I don't see why this is not viable. Things are moving.
Yeah. Dude. And the website is 4 months old, going on to 5.
Good for Luke.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing holding it back is it's just new. I think everybody's going to start finding it really fast.
I absolutely think we should help out with this. I'm going to drop a book on this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tweet and message this out, and then when Luke posts stuff and when Fund My Comics posts stuff on Twitter, retweet the crap out of it.
Retweet the hell out of that.
Great.
Yep. This is going to be something big, I think.
Yeah, this is legit, you guys. And this book looks just as good as anything, if not better than anything on Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
Oh, easily.
Hey,
easily.
we're on Indiegogo.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm not.
Not anymore.
You're
I'm
not
bailing.
on?
I'm going fund my comic, bitch.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
should be a
all
t-shirt,
right.
like,
That's a
"Fund my
T-shirt right there.
comic."
That's a
Fund my
t-shirt.
comic, bitch.
Look at this. It's like this little mermaid with an
Yeah,
tail.
6 a.m. studios. Like, dude, that guy.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid
king
with
of
a machine gun.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Yeah, this campaign looks fantastic. Pixel Trader is a comic skater from way back. He's a good guy. So I think in the description we have some links. Pixel, if you want to drop some in, feel free. And yeah, there's still some time to go. We got 167.
Can we play the video?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I never think of that.
Oh, dude, that trailer is awesome.
Nice.
It's Metalocalypse.
This is awesome.
Oh, it was a great idea. Ripping
That's
off
killer.
Metalocalypse.
That is totally killer, man.
Another cool thing about the Fund My comic is that the logo is flexible, so you can put your IP behind the logo.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea too.
So,
that
yeah.
FMC. I've seen that around now a few times.
Yeah, so everybody's doing like you got that FMC, and you just put your character behind it, and it's like a customized FMC logo for your campaign.
Very good
Hey,
idea.
hey, Pedro, I wanted to ask you too.
Sure.
You know how like in Indiegogo, like Kickstarter didn't have this, where they would assign a number to the backer. Do they do that with Fund My Comic?
Yes, sir. They have backers. They have
So
back
there's a
numbers.
number with a name, so you don't have to go. Yeah, because like Kickstarter was the worst because you had to go through all the backers to find if there was a problem or anything like that. And so when like Indiegogo was just a superior platform, coming from Kickstarter to Indiegogo, and then I'm just hoping that Fund My Comic, has learned, from those two.
Okay, so look at his team went over what was good of Indiegogo and Fund My Comic and incorporate it into the website from Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and it has other tools that he would like to have. Like this would be nice to have. So they're added to Fund My Comic. So the process of making your campaign page is way easier. Like I did mine in 20 minutes. It's super friendly, super user friendly.
Kind of cherry picked all the best stuff.
Yeah. And if you have a suggestion, you just get on a DM with Luke. Let him know what you need, and he'll speak with his team if it's doable. Like it's really he's really open to it.
Being able to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah.
It's fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a major plus now. Yeah.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Let me just fucking apologize because I'm wearing fucking.
Fucking apologize.
I'm wearing Adidas.
Yeah, man, shit.
They fucking got woke. But
yeah.
I'm from the fucking hood.
Hey, come on! You look like a Russian mobster. What are you talking about?
Fucking 80 fucking Adidas shirts and jackets and fucking.
What hood, man? You live in the woods.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I started bringing the
You can do like the Odessa crowd.
Sure, you ran with were chipmunks and squirrels and deer and shit.
You don't know how many people are buried in his backyard.
I'm like,
Be careful of deer top out.
Rocking like suede Adidas with fat laces and.
Yeah.
Oh man. By the way, Bronze Star, 2 more backers, 75, 87.
Oh.
Somebody says bringing the heat. Thank you, guys.
And the Little Mermaid, 168, 8,957, guys. You guys rock.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Viable.
This is completely viable. Okay, so 119 backers. I just hit refresh. Let's see, we're at 21. Okay, got a couple more backers. You know what? If we really hustle, we might be able to get 8K by the morning. So you guys really get on this. These are two great talents, Mike Barron and Pat Broderick. Bronze Star is fantastic. Let me hit this video again. This video is fantastic.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting game for the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mine. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear. Tired of running, Harley falls in love with a local widow with secrets of her own. But when Knorr's posse arrives seeking vengeance, the stage is set for a showdown with unimaginable horrors from the deepest pits of hell. And every secret will be exposed.
I love the head,
Eisner
dude.
winner Mike Barron and acclaimed illustrator Pat Broderick present one of the weirdest westerns that Comic Dom has ever seen. Bronze Star, a thrilling tale of love, revenge, and supernatural terror from the minds of two legendary creators. It's not the monster you're looking for. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
You know what else is really cool about the color schemes and everything is really fantastic looking.
But Pat Broderick still, has a love of comics, and he's one of those guys that he fucking killed on things in the day. He did. A guy I first found him on Firestorm.
Yeah, Firestorm. That's what I was thinking.
And he made me like, oh, this fucking guy. Look at him. And then I went back and found his run on Micronauts. Not an easy book to draw.
Right.
Fucking,
I'm gonna have to go.
In the middle of that run with all those fucking great guys. It's Golden and fucking Pat and Gil Kane and later Dice. That whole run is fucking great. Everybody that worked on that book fucking had to kick ass to fucking do it. So,
check that out. I've never been.
He worked on Atlas Comics.
Huh?
Atlas Comics.
He worked on for Atlas Comics. The Marvel's competition in the '70s, early '70s.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Going that far back?
Yeah. I was surprised too. Rob Liefeld.
He was doing a lot of great work at DC in the '80s. Like I said, the Atom, I think he was working on. Is that am I mistaken?
He did a run. He did a run on Captain Atom when DC bought the Charlton characters,
right?
And they were trying to breathe some life into them. And I remember Pat
That's
Broderick's run on that. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, let's start getting into the shameless plug.
One question. Hey, Art. Hey, Art, can I say one thing? After talking about all this stuff about Fund My Comic and all that, and now that we had a chance to look at it and everything, hey, what do you think? Second chance campaigns? Maybe?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Why not?
But you know what? Now that we're talking about this, there's another campaign here that I had a tab for that I forgot to click on. Can you guys see this? This is a Tropical Magics one.
It's closed, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, it's closed?
Yeah.
No.
3 days ago. It says closed down there. Closed.
Yeah,
3
closed
days ago.
3 days ago.
Oh, so you closed this as well. What are you doing? Pedro, we have nothing to promote for you.
Darn, Art, it was an experiment, dude. Like, the thing, I'm disappeared. I have disappeared because I'm working in really huge things. So, yeah, dude, like this was an experiment. I'm coming with something really big. The thing's like I'm not communicating with you guys what I'm doing. So,
well, that's my fault. That's really obvious right now. That I just put up.
Yeah, man.
It's my fault.
He's gonna do the first comic on banana leaves.
Yeah. Actually, banana leaves don't take ink that well. I tried it.
I know
Paper
it's
made out of banana leaves.
I know it's funnier the fact that he said it, the fact that you're like, yeah, I tried it.
Yeah, but
It's like they're everywhere and shit. Why not?
It's a new banana leaf paper.
Yeah, Powerhouse
gonna
Art
make millions.
Emporium.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, at least this guy shows up and knows how to promote a project. So this is Todd. This is Todd Mulrooney. This is Powerhouse Art Emporium. So I'm gonna let Todd explain just what the hell this thing is.
Do it.
All right, it's 7 artists. Each artist owns a day of the week. We started on Thursday on June 1st. Started on Thursday with Renato Arlem, and Renato Arlem's done some DC work. In the last 5 years, he's been working in like Soleil and Gallant on a couple of they call them editions. They're big graphic novels. Amazing work. And then the next artist to go was the one that I put into the green room. That's Victoria Price.
That
And
stuff
her,
looks sweet. Yeah.
that her what was it, Vampirella? I swear it looked like right there with Brian Stelfreeze. So basically each artist is showcasing their original art, whether it be sketch covers, sketch cards, 8x10s, whatever it is. What you're looking at right now is a few. I was Wednesday, so I put up a few sketch cards with some deals.
That's cool.
If you wanted to buy all 5 of them or whatever. But yeah, keep going. You don't want to see mine. People have seen mine. Keep going down to some of the other cards. Like that's Ian Satakis, incredible artist, really good marker work. And he does.
And these are all the size of a trading card?
No, that isn't. That's a piece.
Oh, okay.
I go blind.
Yeah, I hear you.
It seems like some are trading cards and some are like full on sketches.
Nice.
Well, keep going, Todd.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this! Wow.
The Hulk.
He's got a Spawn cover. I think it's the next one up, where he did the front and the back, and then his.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really, really well done. The Violator is amazing back there.
Well, full color like that on a sketch cover.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a difficult thing to do. That looks
That's
awesome.
ballsy.
I wouldn't even try.
Ballsy is the word, yeah.
What I want
Crazy.
everybody to do who has a Facebook page is just go like the page, Powerhouse Art Emporium, and that way, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, you'll see something that you go, oh, I gotta have that. These are great. The Masters of the Universe characters. Oh,
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I love the
There's
lighting.
some
man.
cool, some good stuff over here, man. I know. There's a couple of people I know that are over there that are watching it as well. So
yeah, I just want everybody to like the page so that they can just.
That's neat.
It's the type of page where 9 days you get this free stuff, free insights, free analytics. But if you don't purchase the Meta, whatever, business suite or something, all that goes away. So now we're getting kind of a little bit throttled. And this is Dana Black. He does all his pieces always have a sort of composition to them. He doesn't do any isolated figures. He always has backgrounds. And he does really good marker work.
Yeah, some good stuff over there.
Does he do comic books? Does he do animation? This is fantastic.
He does it.
So what's his name? Black? What's his first name?
Dana Black. On Twitter, he's known as Dana Black Magic or something like that. But
like I know him from Facebook. I remember having some interactions with him. I'm trying to remember from where. I think it was part of our group, the art and design group.
Yeah.
Which has been lagging, because I've been busy with other shit. But
he does a Adam Hughes Fanatics group where he's always posting Adam Hughes's work.
Nice. There's some good stuff over there, guys.
Man, that's cool.
Definitely check it out.
This is him too, right?
Yeah, that's him too. He's very animated style. It reminds me a little bit of Jeff Matsuda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like Jeff Matsuda, but like maybe with some Sean Gordon Murphy like brushwork. Like there's
Sean Murphy. I had one of his books out yesterday. That guy is a fucking rock star. You know?
Yeah,
he's a maniac. I love that guy's work.
Yeah, I think
it's a little inconsistent though. Like it looks
a little.
Wow. Okay.
Rob's like, let me step on his nuts here.
This guy here, Daniel Riverrun, reminds me. Oh wait, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I was in the process of clicking when you spoke.
You fixing the contrast.
Yeah.
Daniel Riverrun reminds me of Timothy Bradstreet, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, Tim Bradstreet. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he reminds me.
Or
of him.
what was that guy's name? Alex Maleev. He actually did the Daredevil book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't he the guy that did the No, that's out. That's Mac Kabuki.
Didn't he do his run with Bendis?
Yeah, that's Alex Maleev.
Yeah, and it's weird because to look at the Alex Maleev stuff, like his Daredevil run, like flipping through it, you know, like when you do heavy photo reference stuff, it's not for me. Like generally speaking, I don't care for that type of thing. You know, when it's really photo referenced. However, you know, I think I bought the trades and everything, and I read them, and they were fucking great. I was
stuff.
shocked. They just fucking read well, and it really, you know, like I said, you know, they read so well, I wasn't bothered by the photo reference artwork.
Yeah, sometimes things just work, and they take you out of whatever it is your preconceived notions are. And you know what? Right. For me, that's the best, right? When you look at it and you initially just go, like you hear a song and you're just like, whatever. And then you listen to it a couple more times and you're just like,
and it grows.
Oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Yeah.
But that's when I got my respect for Maleev, because, you know, just kind of looking at it, I was like, but it's not for me. It's not. And then somebody was like, no, you know, just fucking give it a read. And I fucking read the stories and I couldn't stop. I fucking went through the whole run and I was like, wow, that was really good. You know?
But, I think David Mack worked with Bendis a lot as well. Mm-hmm. So I think I hung out with all three of those guys at some point. And I remember asking David Mack, it's like, because he used a lot of watercolor. I go, what kind of watercolor do you use? He goes, Crayola. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I just get the cheap Crayola watercolor, the hard little things. And he just puts water in them and just, that's all he uses. And I'm like, I hate you, Maury.
Yeah, I know, right? That's fucking kicker. That's like Sienkiewicz is fucking, and the nicest fucking guy on the planet. And Jesus Christ, I respect no one more than fucking Bill when it comes to fucking drawing anything. But that guy can fucking pick up a fucking stick in the mud and fucking turn it. And he could draw with any goddamn thing. It's fucking.
And he came from initially what is it what was it?
Bill is fucking
Neil Adams kind of thing, and then he went in
Continuity
Bob
Studios.
Peak. Yeah, and then he brought like Bob Peak into like the more painting
that's my
styles.
favorite fucking era of Bill, because he starts as one of just a generic Neil Adams clone, and that's the very beginning of his Moon Knight stuff. You know, from the back of Hulk magazine through this Moon Knight run, and he does 32 issues of Moon Knight, but you know he starts as a Neil Adams clone, and by the time he finishes his Moon Knight run, which is only 30 issues, he has Bill Sienkiewicz. And fucking from there on, he just fucking.
When he jumped into the New Mutants,
when he gets into the Bob Peak shit, and then like, you know, there's a period like in 1985 where he's the fucking cover king at Marvel, you know, and black and white covers and painted covers are fucking to this day some of the best comic art I've ever seen. You know, he was just on fucking fire, you know, and I would go to conventions, any convention that he was at, I would go to just to watch him draw. You know, I would save money to get sketches from him and stuff. You know, I inked it stupidly.
In the last 10 years, he's been doing this technique where he uses a lot of chemicals to take paint away.
Yeah.
He puts
Speaking
it all
of clones,
down.
or-
It looks one way.
Bill can fucking put bleach on a dirty sock and turn it into art. You know.
Speaking of clones art, I shared something with you. I probably shouldn't show this, but you guys mentioned it, and I like fucking around with styles.
Nice.
Oh no way, dude!
That's
That looks
epic.
better.
Man, this is very marketable.
But
I think you could probably write your own ticket at DC Comics.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I'd have to actually get an editor to respond to an email. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, just instead of your picture, just put the picture of a black lesbian.
Yeah. Can you? Imagine,
They couldn't answer you fast enough.
Dude, I could get
guy for Sean.
Dude, I could get
Like-
you in at DC Comics. I know all their lawyers.
But all the links for every project is in the description, guys, and it's also in the chat and everything. And yeah, definitely check some of this stuff out because there's some cool stuff.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
And Sean's
here
a hell of
every
a
fucking day.
businessman. So
oh
he'll
yeah, Sean
probably
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
he'll probably, if you
Those are
can work
some-
out a deal with him, he'll put his name on your artwork and he'll sell it. You guys can split it.
As long as I'm getting my cut, I don't give a shit.
Those are some cool looking stuff over there, Todd.
Dude, that yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what, Rob?
yeah.
That's
I
a really
just hit a bunch of
killer
likes
idea.
and I was scrolling through your stuff, Todd. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Well, let's Todd, that's great. So everybody go sign up for that site, that Facebook site, and Clint, let's get a little parting shot for your new campaign.
Oh yeah,
And you're going to be closing it this week, is that right?
yeah, absolutely. Superiors closes out on Sunday. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go check it out. We're maybe going to go in demand for like just a short little period of time, but like these books are nearly finished and I want to get this stuff shipped out because like I said earlier, I want to do a book this summer and I want to do a book this fall, and I want to get these books shipped out to people. So I'm going to get them out to the printer as quick as I can. And like I've just got all the Slave Girl books shipped this week. So I'm not wasting any time. You're not going to be waiting, like whoever's campaign that you're waiting on, it's not going to be mine. So these books.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
No shots fired. No shots fired. I'm just saying I'm moving on to the next book. I gotta be careful how I phrase things.
I don't know. That sounds
These
like
campaigns take a long time to get out, and it's a lot of work. But
I think I heard a
You
shot.
fucking ran through that.
You heard that, Rob?
Cranked it out.
But yeah, I'm moving on to the next thing. So if you want to get Superiors, get it now because it's not going to stick around. And I've already got ideas for the book this summer. And I'm going back to tits. It'll make Art happy. Like I did a straightforward superhero book, but I'm going back to sex. Sex sells. I've got the next two books are going to be a lot of hot ass skanks.
Yeah, it
Cover
gets
to
superiors.
cover.
Guaranteed to be way before Death Raider.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
My God.
I'm working on artwork. I just haven't shared any new stuff. But no, I'm not even supposed to come. My shit's not even supposed to come out till the fall.
Yeah, no, dude. It's looking great, Rob. It's looking great.
Oh my gosh. That was so sincere, Pedro.
I promise if I win the lotto, I will get a Jim Lee guy to finish it.
Nice.
How's that sound? And there'll be an action figure that goes along with the book.
Well, Rob, to save face, you have anything to share? Let's put the boot to Pedro here.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh, you mean new?
I don't care.
Actually,
just something.
Something. Do something, Rob.
Hold on.
Oh, look at this. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
Rob, you really need to start paying
Nice
attention
short.
to Clint. Clint is the way to do things.
I don't know. I kind of like.
Oh,
there we go.
I haven't even started it yet.
Oh, there we go. Oh, crap. Holy crap!
Wow, dude, look at that.
Nice.
That
Those
looks
are the-
freaking awesome.
Those are the bad guys.
Pick it up, huh? Huh?
Oh.
Was it Jigga Wood?
Pedro, that was like in your face.
That was my
Yeah.
face. In my face.
That was the boot.
That was
the
ethnic.
boot
Yeah,
to your
grill
face.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt, yeah, it was a personal attack.
That was
That was a
I
personal
dig it.
attack. Hey, Chris, do you have anything you want to share?
I can't share it yet because I've got a brand new project.
God damn it.
I'm in the middle of Batman Discovery and fucking going back and forth with that bullshit. I've got literally just a handful of pages on a brand new project. As soon as I get out of Batman fucking nonsense, and I can't give updates because there's we have a court order, gag order.
Shit.
But I think they're on the Batman thing. They're trying to fucking get off on a technicality. I think if we get past that and we get to go to trial, I think I will set you on fucking fire.
Yeah.
That's where that stands. We'll see. They got a ton of money, gazillions of dollars.
Yeah.
At least invite us out to your yacht afterwards,
Yeah,
and we can
well,
do like a live show.
Exclusive right here. We get to hear it first.
We'll
Dude.
see. We'll see how it goes. I mean,
Chris, you get the boat, I get the girls. Okay.
But if we get to go to court, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really good.
Nice.
So yeah. But beyond that, like I said, I got a new project. We'll fucking, I got some shit to do. I'm trying to get out of just to fucking get a little more drawing hours into the day. And it's springtime in the mountains, so I've been shooting hoops every day too. So that doesn't help. Yeah, I just got to get out of the house
Wasting
sometime.
time.
Well, just know, you guys, Chris shared some stuff with us privately, and this upcoming project looks absolutely fantastic. It's going to be slightly out of the box for what Chris has been, and I think Chris is one of those creative people that the style, the tone of the story will dictate the style of the art. I'm similar with that way, like with Chrono and Black and White. They're completely different styles, and so I can't wait. Anything from Chris, I can't wait.
With this one, it's the story is something I'm super fucking proud of. I think it fucking whales, and it's just a matter of I think of myself as a writer that can draw, and well enough to make a comic book, and so that's for me, that's like the creation of it is everything, and then it's okay, now I gotta follow through and make the pages. It's time that you wake up and make the donuts. But for me, the fun part is the conceptual stuff and creating the fucking story, the atmosphere, and everything. And again, I think I got a home run of a story. And well, I don't want to take a lot of time, but just to fucking update on the comic book thing, I've adopted the policy where I'm going to finish a project before I launch it, so there's no way to. That's my new thing. It's like it's going to be done, and then we will launch the campaigns. And it'll be Powerhouse, still going to get done, but it's not going to launch until it's in the camp. So that's how we're doing everything from now on. It's expensive. That way, but I just feel better about it because I don't like the anxiety of here's my new project and now I owe you fucking 4 months of my time. It doesn't sit right with me. I prefer to just do the work and then sell it. So
yeah, it's really hard, but at the same time, what's equally as hard is to work and not get paid or have any money. So I am very appreciative of these fundraisers and the way we do it. It's kind of like we got producers and we rally for funds, and then those funds enable us to basically take time away from other things that would make us money to devote to creating that IP or that story or that book. And I am very, very appreciative. But I'm like you, Chris, also in life, I don't owe anybody any money.
Yeah.
Everything I have is paid for. I hate that feeling of, like you said, that obligation of owing somebody. I really, really hate that because it's not, you lack
Yeah,
independence that way.
if
You're
I buy
always
a car,
beholden to somebody.
cash. I don't, I don't like the notion of, and I think it comes from being a freelancer. The truth
Yeah.
is the instability. That's like, I don't
Yeah.
like, oh, I owe you. And now I got to go fucking find that money to pay you. It's like,
Yeah.
so I don't buy things that I can't just buy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
My
speaking of
favorite
projects,
thing is.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
but speaking of projects, you guys, if you want to learn how to animate, go to Pedro Eng's channel on YouTube. The first classes of the Animation Kitchen are up. So let's start with the journey. I'm gonna put 5 classes first, and then we're gonna start doing live streaming. We have 2, so you already can start practicing the bouncing ball. We're gonna do the bowling ball, the leaf, the flour sack, and the walk, and then we're gonna start live streaming. So you can follow with me. Let's all become animators and just make this community richer. There's a lot of talent, so let's get to it. And that's why I've been so busy.
Yeah. And that's why you're even crazier than usual.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to present something to you. I can't get too much of this stuff away because it reveals too much. But this I can.
Ooh,
So this
saucy.
is some of the color work that I'm getting in now.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
Dude, look at the light in them cheeks.
Of course, that's the first place that the Pedro's
Yeah.
eyes go.
Yeah. Well, the light is hitting right in the perfect
Yeah.
spot.
That is
Ooh.
gorgeous art.
Yeah, that's gorgeous cheeks.
It's
I
great.
mean, art.
Well, thanks you guys, and this is every day working, getting closer to completion on Black and White, Volume 2, Man versus Machine. The colors are coming in daily now. It's really coming together. This book is looking fantastic. Everything I have, I am putting into this book. No compromise.
It's showing, man.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could, but I can't. I feel like I've waited 40 years to not compromise, my work, and so this will be the result of that. So I do appreciate everybody that's backed for your patience and giving me the time to give you the best of what I can do. So I want to thank you guys, and also I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us for the last 2 hours. Fund My Comic is going to be the future. So you guys, go there, check out other books. I know that Eric Weathers has he's got a second chance
Battlebrick Road.
Battlebrick Road.
It seems to be shaping up real quick.
What's that?
It seems to be shaping up real quick. The Fund My
Yeah.
Comic.
Oh yeah,
It's going faster. It's going faster than Luke expected. Like,
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Luke Stone. That's Fund My Comic.
Yeah.
It looks great. It's a if nothing more or nothing less, it's another alternative. It's another alternative to go. Todd, what is yours called again? I'm sorry.
Powerhouse Art Emporium.
Powerhouse Art Emporium, and that's a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And they post every day, you guys, so you get a new piece of artwork. That stuff looks fantastic. Chris, we give you, all of our hopes, our wishes with that campaign, that Batman campaign. Oh my gosh, man! Lawsuit against DC Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And Rob, you know what? Can we get a shot of that page again? Just
show it, man.
Shot.
That was gorgeous.
It was.
Look at that.
Look at that, man.
God damn, Rob.
Fishnets.
It's not done yet.
God, that's dope, man.
I'm
loving that.
Deliciousness.
I'm hoping I can scan it tonight.
I want to say,
Okay.
hey, can I just say something as a fan?
Oh,
You guys that do all this amazing art and stuff like that.
Danky Frankie's asking a question. Danky,
Wait.
Frankie,
Oh yeah, he said. That's
Hey,
it.
Pedro, Bob was talking.
No,
Yeah, but-
Pedro, you answer, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is and a question from the chat, and he was very insistent. So no, Danky, I'm using Open Tunes, but if you use Adobe Animate, you can follow the classes because it's regardless of the software you use. All you need to do is have a software that can do frame by frame animation, and that's it. But if you want to use Adobe Animate, you can follow no problem. Sorry, Bob. Continue.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, as a comic book fan, and I think I'm speaking for a lot of people here. You guys have amazing art. I need giant-sized books from you guys. I want to see that art at the actual size.
Well, you know what, Bob? I really want to do a black and white version, and I want
Like
to
an
do 11
omnibus
by
or something?
17, and maybe that will be fund my comic campaign in the future as a second chance. So you can get book 2, book 1, and then maybe like a deluxe black and white edition of it. I do think the line art is worthy of it. At least that's how I feel now. Once I'm done with the book, I might not feel like that, but definitely. I think those books look great too, Bob.
I need that bitch. I need that shit on my coffee table, man.
Yeah, indeed. All right, man. Well, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us for the last 2 hours or so. All you pontificators, Chris, Todd, Rob, Clint, Bob, and of course, Pedro. Thank you so much for hanging out, making the show the success that it is. And also thanks to Mike Barron for coming in, sharing Bronze Star with us, showing us some killer pages. It's amazing that we have this level of talent here at CG. What's that, Clint?
Sunday's going to be my... Oh, am I muted? No. Okay. Sunday's going to be my closeout, and we'll do some kind of show Sunday night for the closeout. So if you guys want to swing by and check it out, that'd be awesome. Thanks, Art.
Yeah, and there's a rumor George Clooney will be part of the live stream. Right, Clint?
Why would George Clooney be a draw?
He used to be Batman, but he was the worst Batman.
Yeah.
How about like Scarlett Johansson or
what?
Or Megan Fox?
That was going to be the surprise, but now you shit all over George. George's not going to show
How
now.
about a trans George?
I can't stand George Clooney.
Did you say a trans
George Clooney?
George Clooney.
Why not?
George was going to pitch his new coffee machine. So
Rob had proof that George Clooney was trans, and we were going to expose it on Sunday night. Now we blew it. This is a little peek into what our show is.
Art.
I'm sorry I interrupted, Art. This went horribly downhill fast. Bob, I'm gonna next up.
All right, man. Well, you guys take care. Have a great evening. Be good to each other, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Pull the ripcord.